For as long as I can remember, I have associated access to current affairs and news with the media, whether online or on TV. Previously, the main source of this information was through physical newspapers, but these have aged and become less popular due to social media and online tabloids. The phasing out of newspapers hasn't only just affected access to news, but also opportunities for work. Online platforms like LinkedIn have revolutionised the working world, but at a cost of those with lower incomes. Not everyone is able to access computers, internet and smart devices easily. Looking at job applications at centres and in newspapers is no longer efficient enough. During COVID, those who couldn't work from home suffered. Many retail shops were unable to open coming out of lockdown due to online competitors. The UK's digital divide has become more evident than ever. 20% of people in the UK have no access to broadband at home. These 20% are the poorest in the country. Applications for universal credit and job matches are accessed online now, which means that access to internet is essential for anyone claiming benefits. With half-hearted promises from the government, actual changes need to happen to allow everyone to progress with technology. As a generation, Gen Z and Alpha utilise smartphones and technology devices more than we realise. Every day, we use devices and social media platforms to escape into a digital reality from mundane spaces. Using our devices for a variety of tasks, making shopping lists, setting timers, and connecting with others despite not being together. These are the things that make these devices so innovative and crucial to our lives, while slowly disconnecting users from the physical world around us. After analysing my own screen time, I realised I spent 25% of my week using my phone for these reasons, whilst another 21% staring at a computer for work purposes. This left about 21% of time where I wasn't staring at a screen or controlled by the need to access technology. After doing a survey, I then realised I wasn't alone, and reliance on screens is something that our generation has become far too comfortable doing. Technology is something that as a generation we have always taken for granted. Even over the past decade, technology has evolved considerably. Every single movement a user makes online is monitored and in its own algorithmic journey. As the technology generation, we have no idea what life is like before technology and how it might evolve from them over time. Gen Z have now got different aspirations than millennials and boomers, with the majority of young children wanting to pursue careers in influencing or as a YouTuber. These careers have been built by social media platforms and are controlled by algorithms. Every single one of us are products and subscriptions that we haven't paid for, and we are tied up and controlled by these networking industries. Algorithms can work in many positive ways, working out what you like to see and suggestions for products you might like. They can also help in gaining quick fame on platforms like TikTok, but they can also work in a negative way, directing you into realms of clickbait and lies. This is something that I fell victim to during Studio One. Having always liked Black Mirror, I decided to revisit an episode, Nosedive, which was based upon a social rating scheme. Very quickly, I ended up falling down a rabbit hole of fake news articles that were circulating about a similar scheme being applied in China. The Chinese credit system saw a similar concept where citizens gained higher scores through credit, social, moral, and political behaviour. Things like donating blood, charity work, heroic acts, and helping the poor helped boost your social score. Those with higher scores had more social privileges, which reflected on those of a wealthier upper class. Cheating whilst online gaming, spreading rumours, crossing roads on red, and spending more than 4 hours of screen time a day could lower your score. This could affect opportunities and access of an area. These false narratives are what makes the online world toxic and can cause mayhem between communities and relationships in the physical world. To put this into practice, I wanted to analyse how a social credit system might look in the UK with analysis of these futuristic concepts. If everyone had their own scores, would this create a divide in our relationships? Alongside this, how would a divide look within a built environment? A survey was taken and asked UK citizens how they would feel if it was implemented, and 75% said that they would stop associating with someone that might lower their score. 66% admitted a system would make them change their ways. This dystopian concept would completely change the way that people approach and socialise in the built environment, but negatively. It would create a power-hungry negative divide in society. Thankfully, the concept helped open the door to algorithm testing and exploring how difficult it would be to direct my own algorithm. Setting up 3 TikTok accounts, I attempted to direct my own algorithm through techniques I'd seen online. The 3 accounts had themes: climate change, food, and architecture. Each test proved it was possible whilst engaging on the app to direct my own algorithm. The platform seemed more biased towards generic topics like food, but with enough engagement it would take you down a selected route. To start spatializing these algorithms, I used my own algorithm data to define a space that came from my TikTok For You page. This is a space designed purely for me, based upon the data build-up, escaping the reality of a mundane space into the endless reel of randomly generated content. Through the exploration of technology advancements, the concepts brought me to finally analyse the metaverse, augmented reality and virtual reality. Augmented reality and virtual reality are ways of merging the virtual and physical worlds together, whilst the metaverse is its own dimension. The metaverse will be groundbreaking and allows users to socialise together in a virtual realm as avatars. The future of these spaces are unknown and in development, but they might be influenced by algorithms, with design influences allowing virtual experiences such as shopping for the future. If people begin to do normal experiences online in a virtual world, what happens to our built environment? This has led to my research question of what defines the boundary between the built environment and the metaverse. How will a merged universe affect the future for Gen Z?